Good evening, everybody. My name is Monica.
And I'm Jeff.
And we have come to you because there has been a very big demand for Jeff and I to do a video on something that we did a long time ago that when we were filming for another production company, we were told to take down. And the noise behind me is our dog Achilles. But anyway, in the video that we had done was on bullying. Anybody ever been bullied? Jeff, you ever been bullied?
Yep.
Not a good feeling, is it?
Nope. But we're going to talk about more than bullying because there's a lot of issues going on in the para field that needs to be discussed and addressed.
Yes, it does.
I guess we're known for
being blunt.
Being blunt. So we're just going to be blunt tonight. Sound good?
Sound good to me. I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready to start talking about the bullying.
Okay. A long time ago, I'm going to say it that way because it really wasn't that long ago, but I'm going to say it's a long time ago because I'm going to push it back. We've been bullied a couple of times.
Get over here. Come here.
In the paranormal world. And I know a lot of you out there have. And when we done that last video, I mean, we had a lot of people that backed us up. If you are a person that is in the paranormal world, and all you want to do is run that mouth. Well, this one's this one, and this one's that one. And, you know, and I can understand sitting around and not agreeing with what somebody does, you know, or something like that. But putting it on Facebook and just slandering people just because what you can, it's your page. They don't have to be on there.
Or you've been on TV and you make more money, or you're a professional in this field.
Yeah, that's when it's time to go home.
You're right.
If you're through learning and you're such an expert, let's say expert, because we all try to be professional in the
paranormal expert.
Expert. If you are an expert in the paranormal field or the unexplained field, go home. Because you've done overstepped your boundaries of being an expert. Because every day, every investigation, every EVP session, heck here, even in our home, is a new experience every day. You learn something different every time.
You know, last time I checked, scientists say the supernatural doesn't exist.
They still trying to prove it.
They're still trying to find evidence.
And when we do find evidence, they want to, oh, that ain't real, or that ain't the... Oh, my Lord, he just scared me. But, you know, there's been many a times I've sat down and I've watched paranormal shows, and I'm not going to put out there which ones that I've watched, and I've sat there myself and went, are you kidding me? Are you really killing me? You know, kidding? Yeah, that's it. That's the word.
And I got to take care of the dog real quick. He's right here.
You need to take care of me. I can't talk.
Come on, go.
And there with the coffee.
Go. Go lay down. Go lay down.
That's our baby, y'all.
2-year-old pit bull. Go lay down. Go.
He's waiting on Daddy to lay down. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. We got put down, slandered, talked about bad, because we did things our way. I'm going to just give it that much. I don't care who you are, how popular you are, how much you're out there in the field that everybody knows you. You ain't no better
than the next person.
I'm no better. Jeff, I ain't no better than you.
No.
You ain't no better than me.
And not only that, they've got to stop and realize how they got in that situation. It took people believing in them, backing them, supporting them, being their fans, following them.
Where would we be?
Nowhere near we are today.
Still trying to figure out what in the world that noise was.
Still trying.
Oh, wait a minute. We're still trying to figure out what in the world that noise was.
That's
But
probably
you know what?
overthinking, but...
Probably. But you know what? When we say, what was that noise? We got people behind us going, hey, I heard that too. What was it? We got all kinds of people. But you know, it takes that. It takes knowing people to get where we are now. But we're the same today as we was before. We're better.
Was when we started,
Yeah,
but we're better now.
We're better.
We've lived, we've learned.
We've made our mistakes. We've made our mistakes investigating.
We still go to other teams for advice.
Oh, shoot,
or to, you know, look over
Mm-hmm.
footage or anything. You know, in fact, we don't just put up picture after picture after picture after picture and call it evidence.
No.
We actually send it through several teams to look at and to analyze.
You know, we know what we're looking at, but what if we're wrong?
And we possibly could be.
Because not everything's paranormal.
Exactly.
I mean, you got matrixing, you got camera flash, you got, you know, reflections off the stuff that you might not have seen in your camera.
But what I was getting at was, see there, every time you talk, I lose my train of thought.
Because you love me.
What did you say?
Which part?
Never mind. Anyway, next subject.
Talking about finding different things. We put stuff in different groups because what if we're wrong?
Yeah.
You know?
And once all these other teams analyze it and send it back to us, you know, of course, not all of them are going to agree.
Right.
Nobody's ever going to agree.
You know how many times we looked at it and we've looked at what each group we sent it to says, you know.
That's right.
And
agree to disagree.
Exactly.
You know, when we tell people all the time that send stuff to us, hey, don't just take our word for it. Bring it to other groups, you know, get their advice. We're not always right, you know.
You know,
but after they come back analyzed, that's when we'll put it out there as evidence.
Right. And you know, nobody has ever seen anything on our pages. Now we may pick on poor little Zach Baggins every once in a while. But you know, they had to come from somewhere. And not everybody believes the same way. You know, there's different reactions to everything. But we don't down nobody. We don't slander nobody. If we don't agree with the way that you investigate, that's our opinion. But we're not going to put it out there, hey, you're wrong in what you do. We tell everybody all the time, this is our way.
The only way we're blunt is when they come to us.
That's right, because we're going to tell them this is our way, this works for us.
And we're not going to look at a picture that's got 1 million orbs in it,
right,
and say that it's paranormal. I myself, if I don't feel it right here, and don't feel it right here in my gut, and what I see, and what I know, because I trust my instincts that much, then I'm not gonna put it out there.
That's true. If I look at a picture and I kind of look at it like, that little doubt, you know, that I'll put it through, you know, you watched me today, put it through some editing and stuff. You do the same thing on your phone. You know, in case I do see something, or maybe I don't, but whoever this person sent this picture, what are they seeing?
You know, that brings us back to us when we go over evidence. You may see something that I don't see.
Oh my God, how many times have we disagreed?
We agree to disagree.
I hear something, you don't hear the same thing, or you may not hear what I hear.
But I'm not calling you names and bullying you and making you feel low because I don't feel the way you do.
That's right.
Same thing in the parafield. As long as the teams are in it for the right reasons, then no team is better than the next.
Nope. And we believe in that. You know, like I said, again, we may not agree with some of the things you do on your investigation, but we're not going to slander you. We were slandered. We were slandered for being us.
We got a lot of haters because a production deal dropped in our lap. I mean, and how long did it take for us to come up with a decision that we're going to do that? Quite a while.
Yeah. Some of the people that left our team, you know, I mean, they got aggravated. They got mad, said a few things, you know, put on their Facebook pages and stuff.
But you know what? You got to weed the garden to get
Before it
beautiful
grows.
plants.
That's right. And how many times did I say that? Bullying. It's out of the question. You can't handle it? Don't worry about it. You don't like what somebody's got to say? Get off their page.
Most of the time, learn how to take sarcasm.
That's right. Or learn how to take corrective criticism. I can't stand somebody that wants to correct you, but you go to correct them and they blow up. Okay, well, I didn't blow up at you. I took your criticism. I took your corrective criticism. I learned from, I might not agree with it, but hey, you may have had a point. Let me sit back and think about it. They got a point? They might. Corrective criticism. We're trying to help you. If we correct you in any way, it's because we're trying to help you. Because we might have needed that help at one time and had to figure it out on our own. We can help you.
Well, you wouldn't be able to do the counseling you do if you weren't in those situations.
With my experience in life itself, my experience with the paranormal, you know, I'm able to help others that are going through something I've already been through and have become victorious. You know, same as you. You know, when you talk to people and counsel them about things that you've been through.
I talk to a lot of drug addicts.
You sure do.
And counsel them. Only because I've been in that situation.
That's right.
You know,
and life experience is what gets people. Instead of bullying somebody, you know somebody's got a problem. Don't go this. Don't put it on your page. Oh, this person right here is a dope head. This person right here, and excuse my French, is a whore. This person right here is no... How about talk to this person? Why are they like that? What makes you look at them like that?
I want to know what happened to Love Thy Neighbor.
Hey, Love Thy Neighbor. It went out of the book, didn't it? Got erased somehow? That page got tore out.
And you know what's sad is we personally know some paranormal teams that have been bullied and bashed in the parafield and made them get out.
Yeah, just broke their spirits down.
Broke their spirit. Hey, put your foot down. Fight back. Ground yourself. Don't let nobody walk all over you and all that. If you don't show right off the bat that you're not going to put up with it, chances are they're going to quit.
Bully me. Slander me. I'm going to laugh at you.
If you put yourself off as weak and don't stand up for yourself, they're going to keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on.
My favorite saying's what? Bless their heart. That's how I was raised. Bless their heart. My Aunt Hattie one time, this woman come in talking bad about this person, and my Aunt Hattie listened to everything she said. You know what she asked her, Jeff, after it was over with? Well, can they whistle? What's whistling got to do with what they do? Well, can they whistle? Well, I guess so. Well, ain't that good? Find the good in the worst places. That was her point. Don't slander somebody. Don't talk about them. Don't stupid.
You know what I find most exciting?
I think she's trying to tell you to raise up. She's getting on top of your head.
You know what I find most exciting about meeting other teams and talking to other teams and getting close with other teams? You know why I like so many teams in the parafield? Because we can better help clients.
And get to know that team.
Get to know that team, investigate with them, learn their style of investigation, because we can always learn.
Well, what if we seen something on there that we didn't understand? Not that we didn't like it,
exactly.
But what are they doing? You meet other teams, you go around with, then you understand what they're doing because you're there.
You do. But also, the more teams,
the more clients you help.
The more clients you help.
The more history's found. You know.
And it doesn't just have to do with the parafield. School bullying. There's a lot of victims in that these days.
Suicides. And it's killed me. All these kids that are getting on drugs because they're depressed. They don't have any friends at school because their parents got divorced. Or their daddy got put in jail. Or their daddy lost their job. They ain't got no money. They get bullied every day at school. Okay, here was my thing in school. I don't know about what happened to you. But what happened to me is I started getting bullied because, okay, looking at me now, you may not believe it. Back then, I was a very, very scrawny little child. But Jeff, they didn't know how mean I was. And I got bullied. And one day I turned around and I just smiled at him. And the one that was getting bullied, started beating the bullies up. Because I seen them.
Now, we're not saying beat nobody up.
No, let me correct that. I retaliated the wrong way. But that was the only way I knew how. Because back when we was growing up, or when I was growing up, you know, it wasn't no, hey, there's a counselor at school. Hey, there's help there. No, it was do whatever you had to do, you know, to take care of yourself and take up for yourself. But I did find out later on that the person that was bullying me was also going through something. And they didn't know how to handle it. So they took it out on me. Are you bullied? Have you been bullied? Get help. Maybe it's time to turn around and look at that person and go, why? Is there something I can help you with? Why are you picking on me? Are you going through something?
And let me add another point. You can't depend the school system. Public school system these days is nothing like what we grew up in.
Well, they don't have no care anymore. They have to teach things that they don't even understand.
Yeah.
They don't get paid enough for nothing.
If you're a kid and watching this, and you're a victim of bullying, and you try going to your school, don't feel no less of yourself. You just as strong as a person for telling as you are as taking it.
You're not a rat. You're not a tattletale.
Go to your parents.
Right.
Go tell your mom. Go tell your dad.
Go tell
your aunt, your grandma. Tell somebody.
Somebody.
There's no reason to keep all that in.
No.
Because all it's going to do is what?
Cause you a lot of trauma. Mental trauma. We've had several friends of my kids have several friends that have committed suicide because they had nobody. Nobody to talk to what was going on. No hope.
If you're one of those people listening to this and seeing this, come to us. Hit us up on our page. Come to us. Any one of our team members will be more than willing to talk with them. What?
Feel bullied?
No, I'm about to pour this hot coffee on you.
Do you feel bullied?
Yeah, I do. You're bigger than me.
If you're going through something, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. And I was just doing that as an example. I love this man with all my heart. But if you're with somebody today, and no matter how much you love them, love hurts and it's blind. And you don't, and I'm God's honest one right here, sitting right here in front of you, on this video, that went through that. I didn't know how to handle it. This man's supposed to love me.
You didn't know any other way?
No. This man was supposed to love. How can you put your hands on me if you love me?
It's obsession.
Control. I was 19 years old, first time I ever come in contact with him. My first husband. I was under his thumb. I'm a big old girl. I'm a fighter. I've been through so many fights. I should have been at MMA. But when he put his hands on me, it broke me down so bad that I was scared to tell anybody. Because I didn't want to believe it myself. Are you a victim of domestic violence? Are you a victim of spousal abuse? Jeff, you were mentally abused by a woman.
Sure was.
Ain't that the same thing?
It is the same thing. It's different for a man because a female will talk about it before a man will.
Then how did you handle it?
Well, me, my EMT training kicked in, so I mean, I was trained to push it back. And
how did you handle it before you become an EMT?
I wasn't with her then.
When you was going through a lot with your other wife that caused you to take your own life.
Yeah.
Or tried to.
Yeah.
That was abuse.
It was. It was mental abuse. It was
emotional.
Emotional abuse. It was everything. Everything.
But if you would have had somebody that you could have opened up to, and if you would have seen things the way you see them now.
Or the way people were trying to get me to see them, but I was too damn stubborn to opened my eyes and realized, well,
And we go through that.
exactly.
You know, we don't want to admit that we're weak. Because that makes you feel weak. It makes you feel inferior.
Especially a man.
You're a victim.
Anybody that goes through it's a victim. But you can turn it around and start being a survivor.
That's right, a victorious.
You can either live in the past and let it beat you up and bother you every day, or you can put your foot down and say, I'm tired of this. Look in the mirror. Excuse my French, but this is what made me change. I looked in the mirror and I said, what the hell are you doing? Man the fuck up. Excuse my French, but that's exactly what I had to do, because I was going down a path that I was about to lose everything.
It would have led to destruction.
Exactly. So I had to self-examine and evaluate myself, and after I did that, I decided right here in my mind it's gonna change.
That's where it starts. It don't start with somebody else. It don't start with, well, if they come apologize to me, or they did this to me. How many times have we said that to ourselves? Well, it's their fault, their fault, their fault. It's everybody's fault but whose?
Yours.
That's right.
Because another person cannot choose
that's right.
how you feel or how you're going to react. It is still ultimately up to you
exactly
to make that action. Every action has a reaction.
That's right. Every action has a consequence, and I've taught my children that. And the way I look at it, and I have counseled myself, I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I've helped him. He's helped me. I've helped a lot of my friends growing up, and he knows I counsel. When he first met me, he couldn't believe how many people come to my house just to sit down and say, look, I need a shoulder. I just need to talk. And he looked at me and he goes, how do you do that? Why? Who is all these people? I didn't have that. I wouldn't have done some of the stupidest things that I've done if I would have just had somebody reach out and say, hey, I'm here. You may not listen to me. You may not take my advice, but what if I just sit there and listen to you? You would not believe how many people just needs an ear.
Or, in some cases of people I've counseled, if they talk to a recorder while it's recording, as it's somebody else, and then play that back and listen to yourself, sometimes that'll trigger something up there.
It does.
And let me tell you something, guys, ladies, teenage boys, girls, if a man lays his hands on you once, guarantee he's going to do it again. You
hope and pray he don't. And sometimes,
rare occasions,
they can get help. They can grow up. They can change. My daddy been gone 3 years, and I love that man. Well, we've talked many, many times about him. Many people has told you about my daddy, and I wished he would have got to meet him, because he loved him. But at one time, if Jimmy Wilson was sitting here right now, where we at, he'd tell you the same thing, because he did tell people, I was once an abuser himself. He was an alcoholic. He was an abuser. He beat he beat all of us. He beat Mama. But that man changed his life. He turned his life over.
But what made him change?
He turned his life over to God.
Exactly.
He did. Because that was the only way that he could do it. And when he did, don't let me lie to you now, because he did have a hard time, Jeff. He had a hard time controlling his temper. He had a hard time walking away from the life that he was used to. That quick temperness, that it was so easy. But he loved us enough to see that he hurt us. And that man sitting in his chair one day, and we sat in there, and he looked at us, and he said, I want y'all to forgive me for what I've done. And I wished I could take it back, but I can't. So what I'm going to ask y'all to do from this day forward, this is how you said it, was let's forget about that. Forgive me, and let's wipe that done. Because that's not the man that I am now. You know, whether you go to church or whether you kneel beside your bed, you know, wherever you pray at. If you need help tonight, you've been bullied, you're depressed, call somebody. But don't call somebody that's going to sit there and put you down. Oh, you'll get over it. Suck it up. I'm tired of your whining.
That wouldn't make me want to talk to nobody.
No, that would make me want to curl up. Shut the world out.
Pain's not always on the outside.
No, and that pain hurts worse.
And that's what people need to realize.
Yeah.
They never know what kind of mood that person's in or
That's
what
right.
they're going through. They may just, in their own way, be trying to get somebody to talk to, and then they get shut down or bullied or pushed away. You know?
Most people that say, hey, I'm going to commit suicide, you want to talk to me?
That's attention.
It can be
It's
attention.
a cry out.
It's a cry out, but it's a little bit of an attention cry out. You actually want somebody's attention. But it's those that don't say that. It's those that, hey, you got a minute? Well, not really. Why? Oh, nothing. I just want somebody to talk to for a minute, but that's okay. The next thing you know, that minute that you would have sat there and talked to them,
They're gone.
you're looking at their grave going, God, I wish I could take that
And you're
minute
going
back.
to regret it for the rest of your life.
Because you don't know. You just don't know what's going on in that person's head. Children, if you're watching this tonight, don't hold it in. Don't hold it in. Go to mama. Go to daddy. Go to your favorite aunt. I got a bunch of, you know that, I got a bunch of nieces and nephews. You got a bunch of nieces and nephews. They'd rather come talk to us. And sometimes people, all it takes
Is you making that first step.
Making that first step. If you feel that from them, you know what? You ain't got to look at them and say, hey, come talk to me. Wrap your arms around your loved one, around your friend. And there's 3 little words that sometimes can make a whole statement, feeling, depression, everything, them suicidal thoughts, melt completely away. I love you. I just want you to know that.
Or I'm here.
I'm here. I love you. It don't have to be, oh, I'm in love with you. No, my friend, I love you. I'm here for you. You ain't got to ask questions. How many times have you just walked up to somebody and shook their hand and, man, if you need me.
Well, with me being empathic, you know, I kind of already pick up on it. I already know. And
but you know, even people that's not gifted.
Yeah.
If you see a little worry in somebody's eyes.
You can tell. Body language tells
body
off.
Language, yeah. Teachers. If there's any teachers out there today that's going to watch this.
Do your job.
Watch your children. Those that are acting up. Those that are showing out. Those that are giving you the worst problems. Something's wrong. Or they wouldn't be trying to get your attention. Something's wrong or they wouldn't be bullying that child. Something's wrong or they wouldn't be smarting off to you. Sometimes it's just the way they's raised. You know, some of these kids nowadays.
Because they ain't got that ass whooped.
That's right.
And it's done been outlawed.
That's right.
That's why.
Sometimes nowadays there ain't no respect anymore. But then there's times that there is respect, but there's hurt somewhere in that child. And they're angry. Why? Why are they angry, Dale?
If I was a teacher, it'd be my job to get down to the bottom.
You know what the first thing I would think of? There ain't nobody there to listen. Teachers, watch your kids. Watch these that are wearing these long sleeves and it's hot outside. Watch these are dressing dark. Gothic stuff.
Or that has been active and now is inactive.
Mm-hmm.
Off to it herself.
Not all the times is it drugs. Sometimes it's an emotional depression that they're cutting themselves, so now they're covering it up. They learn these things from other kids.
Or
because
sometimes it's being bruised at home.
Bruised at home. Bruised by a boyfriend.
Yep.
A friend of ours come across that not too long ago. You know, her daughter was getting abused by her boyfriend. She didn't want anybody to know about it. Oh. Bullying's real. Bullying's very real, and it hurts. It don't matter. Paranormal fields are bullied all the time. This group thinks they're better than that group, and that group thinks they're better than this group, and yeah, it's my baby. Yeah, Mama's not talking to you right now. I'm talking to the camera. You know, children being bullied at school, teachers being bullied by kids, kids being bullied by teachers. You know, it is a vicious cycle that needs to be addressed. And not just addressed, but completely stopped. But the way I look at it, unless somebody stands up, everybody's going to be seated and shut up.
Right now, we're their voice.
Who was that cried in the wilderness? And everybody heard his voice, and that was John the Baptist.
Yeah.
We are that voice crying in the wilderness, crying out tonight to you out there that needs somebody. And I'm not talking about, oh, I've had a bad day because my tire got a flat, I got to have an oil change, I stumped my toe. I'm not talking about the whiners, and I'm not talking about anybody bad, but there are some people out there that like to whine a little bit too much about little small things when there's
Or drama starters.
Drama starters. When, Daddy, she want me. When there's bigger things that needs to be addressed. There's so much going on nowadays. So many, I'm not even going to get into it, but so many riots, so many disagreements, political stuff going on. You know,
the world's turning on each other.
In the end times, the Bible says that mother will turn against, daughter will turn against mother, son against father. Children will disobey their parents, and each one will turn on each other. Man will destroy itself, y'all. And I don't feel like it's here yet. I still feel like
It's
just
scripture,
maybe,
and it's got to take place.
It does. But just maybe we can be that little bit of a voice crying out for help. God, spare us just a little longer.
Yep. You know what's sad is a lot of people think that they'll live their life how they want to, and then right before they die, they'll, you know,
turn around. Look at it. I was wrong. You know, you admitted it earlier.
Sudden death, you don't have a chance.
No. But you admit, I want to congratulate you on it, and I want to tell you how much that is appreciated. And I know a lot of people out there is going to tell you the same thing, that you actually manned up in front of the camera and say, hey, I had to look in the mirror and tell myself it's time to change. You know, you said it in your own words.
Yep.
I've had to.
The battery's going out.
Okay. We're fixing to wrap it up in just a minute.
Well, we got some more stuff to talk about.
No, we do, but it's going to have to.
There'll be a way to tie both YouTube videos together?
No, but we can play one and then play another one.
Okay, this is going to be part 1. Stay tuned. All we got to do is switch cameras, and we'll be back on part 2.